If you've watched my channel before, you know I love upcycling. But where do you get the boxes from? Today we're going to cover the top 5 best places to get cardboard boxes and some places you should avoid. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Noreen Burke and welcome to The Crafty Organizer, where I love bringing you tips and tricks on getting organized, decluttering, doing upcycles, DIYs, and anything crafty. Now, cardboard boxes are such a great resource for doing many of these projects because let's face it, they're pretty easy to come by and so many times they are free and just going into a landfill. So why not do the eco-friendly thing of repurposing them into something else? I've done videos before on some great ideas. I'll have those in the description box, or you can click on the card here, but there are just some amazing ideas of what you could do with these cardboard boxes. But I want to make sure you are getting boxes that are clean, sturdy, strong, and have no little surprises. So let's get the bad ones out of the way first. Top 3 places to avoid getting boxes from. So if boxes are so amazing and creative and eco-friendly and affordable, why should I avoid these? Plain and simple, critters. Now, I'm not going to be showing you pictures of these critters. If you are interested in what eats cardboard, have a Google search. Don't say I didn't warn you. You want to make sure these little multi-legged critters are not making residence in your home. Additionally, as you're looking at boxes, check for what happens in your region. Here in Southern California, silverfish are a big issue. And again, if you don't know what a silverfish is, you can go ahead and Google search that. They love paper, especially if it's moist. So if your home already has a huge book collection and you have multiple papers and files and magazines around, chances are you already have an issue with this, so cardboard isn't going to really add anything more to the buffet. But if you've never had an issue with silverfish, you might want to be a little bit more mindful about bringing cardboard in as a storage supply. If you still choose to move forward with that, paint it. I've done videos before on how to spray paint boxes or cover it with the contact paper so that you're not creating such a yummy environment for them. The very first place to avoid getting boxes from are the free sites. OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Because you don't know where these boxes are coming from, the best scenario is they've been sitting in Aunt Betty's garage, so maybe you just have a few termites. The worst case is that you have nests of cockroaches, spiders, bed bugs, or even mice. I've seen it. I've done a lot of organizing jobs where I have to climb up into attics or up in rafters. And as we're pulling out boxes, I already know because I see the little telltale signs around the boxes that eventually when I open up a box, something's going to jump out at me. It happens all of the time. Even on the boxes that look clean on the outside, there was a rodent or pest infestation. So unless you know 100% where these boxes have come from and you know they're clean, don't put yourself at risk by taking these types of boxes. Along that same vein, the second place you should avoid getting boxes from is pet stores. If you've ever walked through a PetSmart, Petco, or any other type of pet store that allows the pets to roam around, you know that sometimes the little doggies like to mark their area, which means if there's boxes that have been stacked up for stocking inventory later, chances are you're getting a box that's already been marked on the outside and you won't know it. So when you bring it home, you're bringing that odor and bacteria into your home, and that is not a good situation. They also have a lot of food that's coming in that's open bin, like the little biscuits, the little treats. So I try and avoid these boxes. I've had issues when I've checked those types of boxes for critters, so I've made it a rule just to avoid pet store boxes. But the number 1 most important box to avoid: grocery store and restaurant boxes. Do yourself a favor. Do not stop at these boxes. Even though they look sturdy and amazing, avoid them at all costs. And here's why. So those corrugated tubes that are layered between glue and more paper are just the perfect homing area. All of those little tunnels can house a multitude of little things that you don't want in your home. And once again, if you're curious, just Google bugs that live inside boxes. You will not be able to sleep, but the box could look perfect on the outside, but because there's been so much food, and especially with produce, they're always trying to keep it moist to keep it fresh. So that breeding ground of the moisture along with fresh food to eat is just the perfect utopia for critters that, once again, you don't want in your house. So if you're driving by an alley and you see a bunch of boxes out from a restaurant that were produce or food, stay away. If you are down to the wire and you need boxes for moving or anything else and you think, the grocery store, they'll have them, but I strongly recommend you keep driving. Now that we've gone through the dark side of cardboard boxes, let's look at the bright side of cardboard boxes that are trusted and true that I have personally used for myself and for clients and have never had an issue. So here are the top 5 places that I recommend getting good, clean, sturdy storage boxes from. Number 5. Any of your office supply stores, Office Depot, Staples, Office Max. What I recommend is call ahead, or if you're in the area, just stop by. They usually get their shipments at the beginning of the week to set them up and have it stocked for the weekends. If you call in advance, and especially can request the boxes that the reams of paper come in, these are so sturdy and strong because they're holding about 40 pounds worth of paper. So these are going to be fantastic for storage. And because they have a lid and they're a good size, you can do so much with these. And most of the time, they break them down just to recycle. So call ahead and ask your store if on the next shipment, you can come and pick up 5, 10, however many boxes you need. They'll be happy to not have to do the work of breaking them down, and you will benefit from these amazing storage boxes. Number 4, your pharmacy store like Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Just like with the office supply store, you'll want to call ahead or just go ahead and talk to the store manager. But the shapes of boxes that these things come into are so varied that you can really get creative with the type of box that you want for your storage. Additionally, because they're usually coming with smaller boxes on the inside to stock the shelves with, these are going to be really clean and really sturdy. Oftentimes, you can also score these displays that are custom just for a seasonal thing. These work great in a craft area where you want to have open shelving display. It's already assembled, it's free, and you can really make some creative storage out of these. Just ask. Number 3, Target. I really like going to Target. They get huge shipments. Going in the morning is the best time. They're emptying trucks, getting their warehouse set up, and then they pull things out and set them up for the evening to stock shelves. So if you can get there as they're getting their big shipments, you can determine what sizes you want, let them know, and they can either set them aside or you can come late in the evening and just ask. They are so happy to not, once again, have to break them down, bundle them up, and take them to the recycling center. I have been to these places many times, and unless I've already missed the time that they've already broken them down and put them into the bundler, most of the time they are very happy to go ahead and let you take whatever you want. Number 2, Walmart. Walmart's going to be the same situation as Target and the pharmacy stores. Just ask ahead of time, but they also get the huge variety of different sizes and types of boxes. So if you're looking for smooth white cardboard, those boxes that things like diapers come in for them to put on the shelves are usually white on the inside and a nice thin cardboard. This is great for crafting, but if you're looking for the heavier duty storage, those larger corrugated cardboard boxes are just everywhere. And again, they're so happy to go ahead and let somebody else take them because they're just going to the bundler and going in for recycling. And my number 1 place for boxes, this is the holy grail of finding boxes, Costco or Sam's Club. Your big bulk item warehouse places are the end all be all for boxes. Talk about every different weight, sturdiness, size, shape, structure. Just walking through and seeing the boxes that are there, ask an associate or see if you can find the store manager and say, hey, I'd like a couple of these. How can I go about getting them set aside for me? I have only been to one store, and it was my bad because it was during the holidays, so there was just too much going on. I found they are always more than willing to set these aside and let you take them. And that also includes oftentimes those package displays. Now, some companies already have a rider put into place that they have to destroy those afterwards, but I've also had a pretty good success rate with them saying, yeah, they're just going in the trash anyway. Have a good time and take it. The only thing I want to add with the Costco boxes is as you're looking at the box, make sure you know what was in it. If it is completely sealed, packaged foods, you should be totally fine reusing that box. If, however, it was open food, like fruit, pass on that box for the reasons I mentioned above. Now let's mention some honorable mentions. Depending upon what you're looking for, you might not have thought of these resources to get cardboard that you can cut down for sheets or the actual box itself, starting with appliance stores. Like I mentioned, if you need a larger section of cardboard because you're making a sign or you want to back something or you want to cut it down to specific sizes, think of how much good, clean, smooth cardboard you could get from a refrigerator box or a stove box, washers, dryers, water heaters. So if you are looking for larger storage sheets or you want to cut the box down shallow to have some storage that will slide under a bed, these are already put together and they are strong. So before you build that little fortress for your granddaughter or child, go ahead and think about the storage possibilities from these amazing cardboard boxes. Shoe stores also make this list of honorable mentions. I really miss Paylist for this because they almost always took the boxes and just put the shoes in the bag unless the customer wanted to keep the box. So places like DSW, there are some shoe stores, but a lot of people like keeping their Vans and Nike and Adidas boxes, but oftentimes they don't. So check with your shoe store, see if they have any boxes. These are great because once again, they're lidded, or oftentimes they have the lid that will hinge on top of it. So wonderful for storage, again, by painting them, covering them with wrapping paper, decoupage, or contact paper. You can elevate the look of these, make them all look uniform, and you didn't have to spend any money except how to decorate them. Last but certainly not least, if you don't want to deal with any of the horrors that I mentioned before, those scary little legged things or dirt, go ahead and buy them new. They're actually not that expensive. I did some price checking for Lowe's, but I know you can also get them at Home Depot. They have them at Walmart, or you can even get them at your local shipping and postage store. The great thing about getting them brand new is, of course, we already know they're clean and critter-free, but you can also select the size and get them all the same sizes. So if you were looking at making your own custom storage for a calyx or a bookcase like this, the upside is you can get them all the exact same size and all you have to do is decorate them for your shelves. And again, they're not that expensive. I hope this helped to direct you on places to get cardboard that isn't going to be so scary and risk bringing anything inside of your home. I am going to be doing that shoe organizer next, so if you are interested in making that, I would start looking at the larger sheets, check with your appliance stores right now, or get some larger size boxes that we can cut down into sheets. I will start getting together the sizes for these, and I'm going to do my best to make a template so you know how to cut these down and you can make this right along with me. I'll be posting that to my website, so be sure to check that out below, and I'll also post that to my Facebook page. So if you haven't checked out the Crafty Organizers support page on Facebook, then check that out in the description below as well. It'll be so much fun to make that together, so make sure you download that template. I'll try and get it up in the next day or two, and I'll post that shoe storage video this weekend, maybe even as a live, we'll see. Thank you so much to my patrons who allow me to make these videos. I know I say it every time how appreciative I am to them, but I really am. Their support allows me to make these videos and take the extra time that I'd like to do the proper research and really take my time on editing and presenting the best video that I can for you. And thank you for watching, clicking like, hitting that subscribe button, and leaving me the comments. I love reading through them, and I do my absolute best to answer each and every comment that I get. So if you've never said hello, leave me a hello in the comment. I will see you guys in just a few days. Bye!